speculations, everything that we have just heard, yes, what I'm about to tell you is 100% confirmation true. Whether if you've heard the news yesterday or not, or you recently just heard it now, it has been confirmed that Toei Animation is planning to end Dragon Ball Super this year, this March. And yes, the news about rumors of Dragon Ball Super possibly ending after the Tournament of Power arc is confirmed. Yes, Dragon Ball Super will officially end on March. Now, this to me was unexpected because I didn't expect anything like this to occur. I was really stunned when I first heard it. I was like, "What? Really? Like it's gonna end? Huh? Like I wondered why though. Like why now? Like why end it? And I really can't say why they're truly ending the show. Like I said, I don't know if they're really going to end it because there's still speculations that the series might go on a hiatus for a while and that it might come back in a different way or there might be a new Dragon Ball show. However, there hasn't been details confirming that a new Dragon Ball show is going to happen. Um, all I know is that Toei Animations confirmed that Dragon Ball Super will be off the air on March, and that episode 131 would be the end of Dragon Ball Super. But this doesn't confirm if there will be a hiatus or not. I can't possibly confirm that there will be a hiatus. I think what Toei Animation is probably going to do is, well, either they're probably going to halt the production for a while because I do understand that they want to have animators from Dragon Ball Super to also focus on the new upcoming movie that is supposed to come out on December. And that's what I think they're gonna do, but I don't know if they're gonna bring it back next year, or I don't know what's gonna happen, guys. I don't know what's the future of Dragon Ball Super as what I know. So what's the future of Dragon Ball? What's the future of Dragon Ball now? Well, I don't think Dragon Ball is going anywhere. The Dragon Ball Super manga is still continuing. I'm pretty sure they're already heading to the Tournament of Power arc. I really don't read the manga much, but I did read. I think one of the last chapters that I read, I remember Oob was finally introduced in the manga. Like they finally introduced the character just as just a normal villager character. But other than that, Super is still continuing with the manga, but the anime as of this fact, no. Why is the anime ending in March? Well, there's a new anime called Kentaro, which is gonna be replacing Dragon Ball Super's time slots in Japan, as far as I know. And and basically, I believe that's Toei Animation's decision too, if they want to halt the production of Super. But I know a lot of people are speculating, is Super ending because does it have low ratings? Is something happening, or because they wanna, halt it for a while because they want to focus on the new movie that's gonna come out this December, of course. To be honest, I can't confirm that that they wanna, end it because it has low. I mean, I don't think it has low ratings. I don't think Dragon Ball Super has low ratings, although I do agree that Dragon Ball Super is, of course, not ending because of the time slots, the ratings, the TV ratings, or anything like that. I would say if it had bad ratings, of course, it makes sense why it would end, but it's not GT where a lot of people assume GT ended with bad ratings. Now, Dragon Ball is still a popular and one of the most beloved franchises in anime history. It's still one of my favorite franchises. Hell, I even just bought Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on Nintendo Switch, and I've actually been enjoying it. And I can't wait for that new Fighters game that's coming out. I hope they port that to the Switch soon because I would love to have that game on the go. Uh, I don't think it's bad ratings because Super has not received any bad ratings from what I know. Because, I mean, Dragon Ball is one of the most beloved franchises, and not just in Japan, but in worldwide. So I don't think a show like Dragon Ball would, of course, you know, get canceled because of bad ratings. Now, I'm going to take you back a little bit to Dragon Ball GT's history. So, Dragon Ball GT, as far as I know it, Dragon Ball GT was canceled in Japan because at that time the popularity of Dragon Ball during the late 90s, it was already dying in Japan because the manga industry at that time was kind of at a bad shape, and Dragon Ball was also part of that. At that time, there was a lack of interest in the series, and nobody really watched a lot of GT, too. But like I said, it doesn't really have to involve with the ratings too. It involves the popularity of Dragon Ball, as at that time, once Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z were done, the popularity for the franchise was slowly dying. If you want to know more about Dragon Ball GT's history, I'll link Geekdom101's video in the description below so you guys can know why, the whole reason behind GT and why was it canceled. But I don't think Super is getting canceled because of bad ratings, because I don't think so. It's like the second most viewed anime in Japan because number one is obviously One Piece. One Piece is still like the the most high rated watched anime in Japan to this date. Of course, it's One Piece, and One Piece is still one of the longest anime series of all time. But Dragon Ball Super. Uh, Let me have a discussion on what I personally think of Dragon Ball Super in general and why I fell in love with Dragon Ball Super so much. When it was back in 2015, and I was still in high school at that time, and I remember, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I'm not going to name his name or anything like that, but I remember him telling me like, "Did you hear the news that there's actually going to be a new Dragon Ball show?" I'm like, "A new Dragon Ball show, like an anime?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so I hear the news. I don't remember where was it. I think it was an article on Facebook. I think it was comicbook.com or something. And they said that, of course, that a new Dragon Ball series was going to be in production, and series creator Akira Toriyama was going to be involved with the show. And I was like, holy crap, like my childhood is being finally brought back, because if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, and of course if it wasn't for Pokemon, I probably wouldn't be that big of an anime fan if it wasn't for those two franchises. But for me, Dragon Ball has always meant a lot to me. It's always been the franchise that I have gone and passionately loved too many years. And even when Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z were no longer around, and even if GT was, no longer around either, I still enjoyed being a part of the Dragon Ball fan base. Of course, I still loved rewatching any of the movies, specials, episodes, especially I even still bought video games of Dragon Ball Z when Dragon Ball was no longer around. And, to me, hearing the news of Dragon Ball Super at that time when it was finally going to be made as the first Dragon Ball show in years, it was amazing because to see my favorite childhood anime come back, it was just one of the greatest comebacks ever in the history of anime. Like, really, it is. And I've had a lot of, I've had a lot of ups and down moments with the anime itself. I know the anime was at a rush shape when it first started. If you guys remember the fifth episode, yeah, you get it. And the episode, there were some episodes that had bad animation, but I have seen the newer and improved versions, and they look really good. But like I said, I have my ups and downs with the show. There are some moments where what that I liked or didn't care about, but I think having another shot at Dragon Ball was really great to see, because after the two movies, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, I always said to myself, is it possible that Dragon Ball is gonna come back? Because you know after the colossal success of Dragon Ball Evolution, if you guys remember that heap of shit. Anyway, after the colossal success, or might I say, colossal failure of Dragon Ball Evolution, uh, I always said to myself, what is the future of Dragon Ball? Because all I see with Dragon Ball is just merchandise, video games. I don't see anything new to Dragon Ball. And then in 2009, Japan had the special call Yo Son Goku and his friends return, which I'm a huge fan of. If you guys have not watched that special, I definitely recommend it. It's really awesome. I mean, I doubt everybody already has, because I mean everybody has. But it was really one of the best things that the Toy Animation did with the Dragon Ball staff to kind of do it. I believe it was like for an anniversary of the Dragon Ball manga, and so it was really awesome to see Dragon Ball come back at that time. And that was the same year that Dragon Ball Evolution came out, which was really surprising. But at least that was worth to watch than Evolution was. And the whole reason why Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, and Super happened was because of that shitty movie. Yes, if it wasn't for Evolution, which I know everybody hates Evolution, I hate it too, guys. That's the reason why I freaking hate anime adaptation movies. Straight. Even if people say, "Well, what about Tokyo Ghoul and Attack on Titan and Death Note?" I'm like, well, I don't know about the Netflix one, but I know it's probably bad. But I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I didn't watch the Netflix Death Note. I had no interest in it. Uh, I just, like I said, guys, I don't like watching anime adaptations. But like, if people say, "Oh, but what about like the Japanese anime adaptation movies like Attack on Titan and Tokyo Ghoul?" I'd be like, I doubt those would suck too. I mean, I've watched the first Attack on Titan movie and it is god awful. But anyway, Dragon Ball Evolution, yeah, is the reason why I don't like watching anime adaptation movies. But one cool fact though, if it wasn't for that movie, there would be no Battle of Gods, no Resurrection F. There sure as hell wouldn't be no Dragon Ball Super. That's what made Akira Toriyama come back to the series. As I remember, he stated that he had put Dragon Ball behind his life now, and that when he saw the adaptation of Dragon Ball Evolution, it kind of disgusted him. It just didn't catch him on, and he said that he just can drift himself away from a series that he loves. And Toriyama has like I said, Toriyama has also Toriyama has had his ups and downs with the series too, but though in all, I still knew that even if he still had those ups and down moments, he still loved the characters that he created, even the franchise that he so hardly created. It's just one of the most iconic franchises that that anybody has had the effort to create, and just for having fans be so passionate, just to be amazed by his creation. It's just awesome. But also, so of course, when Super came on the air, I didn't know what they were gonna do with it too, because I said to myself, well, are they going to continue the anime after the two movies? Because it's possible to do that. Well, at first it was like, okay, let's reintroduce the movies into the series, but kind of make it more longer, and make it more, not make it drastic, but just make it just remake it, but make it better. And to be honest, I like that idea because I became a huge fan of the remake of Battle of Gods in Super. The Battle of Gods arc in Super was really, really good. I don't care what people say. Yes, there's some moments that had dull animation, but guess what? If you really go back and look at the Battle of Gods arc, I think they did a really good job, and I would really say that arc is better than the movie in general. But the Resurrection F arc was, because I mean, I still prefer the Resurrection F movie. I didn't really think it was possible to just remake the arc. I do believe that they did skip making Resurrection F in the manga, because they already had a Resurrection F manga before the movie. So yeah. And then, of course, we head to the Universe 6 tournament arc, which I didn't think it was possible to have Z Fighters fight warriors from other universes, which was awesome. I mean, it introduced characters like Kaba, Hit, and of course, it introduced other characters like Champa and Battles. It's just it was just something I just didn't think. I mean, I didn't think there'd be more Saiyans in other universes, although I mean, yeah, technically. And then just having a character who's just so just very different from other fighters in Dragon Ball, and that's Hit. And I just didn't think there would also be other gods from other universes too. And even when you watch Battle of Gods, it's even mentioned that there are other gods from other universes. And I always said, would it ever be possible that we can see all these gods and all these universes connect, in one arc in Dragon Ball Super, which I'll get to that in a moment. Um, and then of course we also head to the Future Trunks arc, and hands down, the Future Trunks arc is the best damn arc in Dragon Ball Super. I mean, having one of my favorite characters in the Dragon Ball franchise to come back in Super is just awesome, of course. Trunks has always been one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters, and I remember the first time I saw him, of course, in Dragon Ball Z when he fought Frieza and his army. I mean, he straight up became like my favorite character because I was just like, he's different from Goku, and he's just really just different from any other Z fighters that I've seen. And then again, because he was the only fighter that had a sword, so I thought that was really cool. But Trunks coming back for Super was awesome. I didn't think that having one of my favorite characters in the franchise coming back, and I know a lot of people have always speculated that Trunks would always be a more powerful fighter in the future, which because he's the only fighter in the future, which that's correct. I mean, there'd be games like the Dragon Ball Heroes games that always predict what would be Trunks' future. Of course, they'd always try to, kind of have him, fight Majin Buu in a way, because of course we've always knew that some point in the future timeline, we always sort of knew that Trunks was eventually going to fight Majin Buu, in a way. And I don't know if he was going to achieve the level of Super Saiyan 3 because I don't think that was possible. But in Dragon Ball Heroes, they did do that. Is there is a little anime animation that they did where he fights Boo, and when Boo turns everybody into candies, and then Boo starts eating them, and Trunks gets all pissed, and he becomes Super Saiyan 3. I thought that clip was really awesome. But the possibility of Trunks fighting Boo was always there, but unfortunately, he didn't. He did actually stop the resurrection of Majin Buu. But it of course was shown that Trunks did fight Deborah and Babidi, which was pretty cool because we always knew that was going to be possible. But I thought he would have actually fought Boo, but he did, of course, stop the resurrection of Majin Buu in his timeline. Um, and then, of course, we just head to the greatest villain in Dragon Ball Super history, Goku motherfucking Black. Yes, the greatest villain in Dragon Ball Super, hands down. Now, I don't care if you're gonna say, "Oh, is he the greatest villain because he's a evil version of Goku?" I'm like, I don't care. I really think Black was an amazing villain, and also Zamasu too. I actually like Zamazu's character. Zamasu was just this weird character that you just didn't expect to become a villain. But then, later on when you go and see the arc, it's like, yeah, it would make sense because as we all know, Zamasu hates mortals, so it would make sense that he becomes this deranged, this deranged villain. Although Black was more of the more demonic villain. Then again, I mean, they're the same person since, yeah, he did wish to have Goku's body. But it was awesome to really see that. And then, of course, the two of them fusing together and then having, Vegito coming back for like one scene was awesome. But best scene ever has to be, of course, when Trunks uh, has the power of the Super Saiyan Rage, of course, which allows him to uh, gather everyone's energy from the Earth, of course. And it's like this time, it's not Goku making a spirit bomb or anything like that because I'd always wondered, can there be another character that can figure and master the spirit bomb than Goku can? And I'm like, there's Trunks. I mean, he's not doing the spirit bomb, but he's doing like a spirit slash, which I thought was fantastic. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, that is just awesome. Like, you didn't have to rely on Goku doing the spirit bomb. Trunks did it, and it's just awesome. The Future Trunks arc is hands down the best arc in the franchise. Now, for those who are barely getting into Dragon Ball Super, for those who really want to watch it, I'd say the Future Trunks arc is the best recommendation. I really recommend watching it. Then we head to the Tournament of Power arc, which we are in now. Now, for me, I didn't think that it was possible for all the universes finally competing in a tournament. We always knew that, we always knew that Zeno did say that he would like to see a tournament, of course, with every fighter in all 12 universes. And I thought they need to make that, which of course they did, of course, but having it to be like just unpredictable was just awesome. And it still is continuing, of course. Now we are having Universe 7 against Universe 11, and it's nonstop. It's awesome. It's just I mean, at first I did have my doubts on it because I really wasn't a big fan of the concept of just having like a battle royale kind of a concept. I mean, it doesn't seem like a battle royale or anything like that, but it kind of felt to me at first like that. But then when I paid more attention to the arc, I was like, nah, it's just like a free for all tournament. It's just like a go for all brawl tournament. Like, just, you have to, it's just a survival tournament, which I really like. I can't say it's going to be similar to the Cell games because no, that's not similar to the Cell games. Even if the Cell games was also a survival arc, no. Uh, this tournament is just like very different and very its own thing than what the Cell games were. But that arc is definitely awesome. So yeah, so it's very sad for me because, like I said, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. I mean, that it's one of my favorite anime franchises to date, and it's sad to see that go away. I didn't expect it. Yes, I was hearing rumors. These were the rumors that I was hearing. The first one wasn't that the series was going to end. Now, this was a rumor that I heard that in an interview with Masako Nozawa, the actress who portrays Goku. She said that she wanted Dragon Ball Super to be up to 500 episodes. And she said it could have been possible, but I'm like, I don't know if 500 episodes could be possible because I don't think Toei is going to want it to reach that same level where One Piece is, because I know One Piece is almost up to like I lost track of how many episodes One Piece is because I haven't watched One Piece in a while. I'm like, I lost track on One Piece. Sorry, guys. Sorry, One Piece fans. I lost track on One Piece. But, I don't think it was going to reach that same level as One Piece, as I believe One Piece is almost up to 1,000 episodes. I'm losing track on on how many episodes One Piece has because I haven't watched One Piece for like, I think it's been 3 years since I've watched One Piece, and I'm just like, God damn it, I'm lost on One Piece, guys. I'm lost. So don't, no, don't. I guess I don't mind getting spoiled or whatever what's going on because I really don't care about I really don't care how many episodes One Piece has. I'm just like, who cares? There's so many. I can't. I lost track on it and I can't keep up with it, and I don't even want to start over with One Piece again. Anyway, uh, so yeah, I don't. And the second rumor has to also be that that Toei Animation plans to end Dragon Ball Super after the Tournament of Power arc. And I said to myself, why? It doesn't seem like it's the final arc. Many people also assume they might end it too. Something that Hiromi Suru's death is kind of affiliated why the series is ending. That's a complete lie right there. It's not The series is not ending because of Hiromi Suru's passing. If you don't know who she is, she was the voice actress of Bulma. Of course, she passed away back in November, but that doesn't mean that they're ending the series because she died. Of course, they could have just had some other, voice actors. I think they could have had, excuse me, they could have had Vidal's voice actress to really, portray Bulma. I think she would have done she would have also sounded great as Bulma too. That made me sad too because she has been voicing Bulma since the original Dragon Ball, since episode 1. And that's when she was voicing Bulma, and to see her, passing away last year, it was really tragic. It was just one of the I did not expect it. It was really sad. And then when I go to social media, when I go to Facebook and all these other pages, they're just doing these sad tributes of Bulma, and I'm just like, oh my god, man, this just makes me sad. Even the last episode that they had Bulma in, she was just I remember the last thing she said that she wanted everyone to come home safe, and I'm like, that's the last words I heard from her. But that's not just her last work. The up and coming Fighters game is also her last personal work that she did with Bulma before her passing. And no, like I said, guys, I don't think they're canceling it. They're canceling it because of her death. No, that does not make sense. And I don't know if they're canceling it because they want the manga to go for it. I don't know about that. I can't confirm that. Um, I only can just say they're probably gonna halt the production just to focus on the up and coming movie. But I don't know if the series is gonna go on a hiatus or we're gonna get a new series by Toei and by Toriyama. But however, Toriyama himself has not confirmed on the ending of Super as we know it. We haven't heard of an interview with Toriyama Sensei about why Super is ending. We haven't heard anything from him. We might hear something about Toei maybe in the next week or so. We don't know, but all I can just say is that yeah, that that the rumors are true about Super coming to an end after the Tournament of Power arc. It's true, guys. It's ending. It's ending on March. I'm heartbroken to this too by this news because I know there are a lot of passionate Dragon Ball fans there. Believe me, guys, I'm also one of them. But does this mean is Dragon Ball ending? What's the future of Dragon Ball? Well, guys, Dragon Ball is still gonna be here no matter what. Even if the anime is, no longer gonna continue, we still have the Dragon Ball Super manga to give us more information on what's going on. We also have the up and coming Fighters game that is also coming out too to give us the storyline of the androids arc that we're seeing in Fighters, of course, as Toriyama himself is involved with that game. We have more Dragon Ball Heroes content to provide, uh, to to provide, to what's going on too. Because as we all know, Dragon Ball Heroes is still providing content for everyone, of course. To just really kind of like to just really like make like this expanded universe for Dragon Ball in a sense. But we still have heroes. We still have heroes that's still there. I mean, we still have the video games. We still have the video games like I'm talking about. Even when Dragon Ball was no longer on the air, or there was no manga being made of Dragon Ball, even if there were still some mangas, in Japan, we still had the video games. And for me, I haven't really heavily connected to the video games as much as I used to. Xenoverse 2 was the first Dragon Ball game that I had personally owned in years. The last Dragon Ball game that I personally owned was Dragon Ball Raging Blast for the PlayStation 3. It was like probably the last Dragon Ball game that I personally owned. But I would play like the Raging Blast 2 and the first Xenoverse game. I enjoyed Raging Blast 2. I thought that game was pretty good. And even having the soundtracks from Budokai Tenkaichi 2 in that game was pretty good. Xenoverse was whatever. It wasn't really my type of Dragon Ball game, but it was pretty good. Xenoverse 2 on Switch is pretty good too. I've been having a blast with that game on Switch. But yeah, Dragon Ball is still gonna be here, guys. I mean, we can, we still have merchandise, of course. We still have products being made for Dragon Ball. We still have the video games, of course. We have Dragon Ball Heroes. You know, we still even have we still have the opportunity to rewatch Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or GT or Super whenever we feel like it. So I don't think Dragon Ball is going away because if the series was permanently ending, of course, we did get a word by Toriyama Sensei that said that that's it. No more animes, no more manga chapters, no more movies, no more video games or anything like that. No, it'd be done. But like I said, Dragon Ball isn't going anywhere. Dragon Ball is still going to have a future. I don't see it dying. I don't see its popularity dying. There's just no way because Dragon Ball isn't just a phenomenal icon to the anime industry. It's also something iconic in pop culture. It's become a franchise that is beloved by many throughout pop culture history. It's amazing to see that Dragon Ball's popularity is so big that when it first came out, back in the mid 80s, of course, that the popularity of Dragon Ball was skyrocketing in Japan, but then when it was brought in the US in 96, of course, it skyrocketed worldwide, and the series would become something of a pop culture in history. Like, it just, yeah. And it's a shame to see that Super is going away, this year. It's we have 2 more months left for Super to finally, end. And it's very sad to see the series coming to an end because I really like Super. Uh, do I think it's better than GT? Well, I'm not a personal fan of GT, but at the end of the day, if people tell me was GT bad, I would say that really depends on how you view it. I mean, for me, I don't think it was really like an awful series. I just didn't think it wasn't really that appealing, but it wasn't like bad. It's like if someone says to me, "Do you think the Star Wars prequels are bad?" And I'm like, "No, I actually like the prequels. I just admit that they just weren't well-made films." But GT wasn't, an anime that really just got into me. It was just like a series that I thought, it's okay, but it just really didn't catch my attention a lot that than both Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z did for me. Super was able to bring that whole attention back to what those two series did, and I'm thankful for what Super was able to do, and thankful that Toriyama, of course, was able to finally make a storyline we didn't think can still be continued throughout years. It's just amazing to see that. It's very sad that it's going away, but that doesn't mean if it's permanently ending. We don't know if it's really going to end. We don't know if there's going to be a new TV series. We just know that we are still going to have the movie on December that's going to focus on the Saiyans, but we're not certain if we will see a new show or whatever. But like I said, Dragon Ball is not gonna die. Dragon Ball is still here. Dragon Ball is still gonna have a future. It's still gonna remain. I don't, I don't see its popularity dying right now or anytime sooner. I don't think so. It's still gonna be, it's still gonna be a popular franchise, and I don't see that going away anytime sooner. So, what are your thoughts? Are you guys are you guys mad that it's coming to an end? Are you guys sad that it's coming to an end? I know that I have heard there are some people that I've heard that there are gonna be some people that are gonna be pissed that that new anime is gonna take over the time slots of Dragon Ball. I'm like, guys, that's Toei's decision. You got to respect that. If Toei, of course, wants to, either end Super and replace it with a new anime, they have the right to do that. And am I pissed that they're getting rid of Super? No, because I'm just like, they have the right to do whatever they want with Super. Since they were the ones who helped create the show, they have the right to do whatever they want. But of course, for those who still want to watch Super, we're still getting the dub from Funimation. Of course, Funimation is now in the Future Trunks arc, and I can't wait to see that because that's one of the arcs that I've been wanting to see in English for a while. So I can't wait to see that. But we still got the English dub. We still have video games. We still have merchandise, products. I don't see the popularity of Dragon Ball dying. I think Dragon Ball is still gonna be around no matter what, man. It's gonna be around here for a long period of time. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are you guys sad that it's coming to an end? And what do you think is and tell me what's your opinions on what do you think of Dragon Ball in the future too, as I already shared my own opinions. And already guys, that's already it. Thank you for watching this I guess what it'd be like Let's Talk Ep.4. I guess you could say that. I guess it's been a while since I did Let's Talk. I I guess you could say this is the first one I did for quite a while because I haven't did a Let's Talk video in in a while. So yeah, this has I guess been Let's Talk, the end of Dragon Ball Super, and what is the future of Dragon Ball so far? Well, I mean, like I said, I shared my opinions. I want to hear yours. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to check out more nerdy content and gaming content as well, please subscribe to my channel. And if you guys want to check out more videos, they'll be here in the screen. I believe they'll appear magically somewhere around the screen. I don't know. But all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I was thinking about doing another Let's Talk video, and I was thinking about what I've been disappointed with Star Wars lately, because as of lately, I have been really disappointed with Star Wars. Like I really am, guys. I don't know why have I been why this like right now Disney has gotten me pissed with Star Wars recently. The Last Jedi, which of course came out last month, truly disappointed me. It was like, you know, I liked the film, but I'm just like it disappointed me to death. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like this kind of reminds me like a Phantom Menace version 2.0. However, this movie is even watchable than the Phantom Menace, which I can give credits to that. But I've been pissed with Disney, of course, with how they handled Star Wars last year, of course, the Last Jedi, and then the infamous microtransactions. I mean, that's not Disney's fault. I will agree that even if I hate Disney because I do hate them, I don't like Disney. I can give a fuck about Disney, but like I'm saying, I will agree it's not Disney's fault, as that's more EA's. But I'm just like, what's the future of Star Wars now? But maybe that's something I want to talk about later. I don't have plans to talk about that now, but I do have plans to do that maybe later. But yeah, let's talk. Of course, with the end of Dragon Ball Super and what's the future of it. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off already. This is Triforce Master 2000. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.